big country. Like an ant in the middle of it.
Should we keep that one in there?
It's racist.
Brownies and beer! Oh, you are mooning it.
Put the cheap beer in the expensive box.
We were right up by that big rock right there. We poked around and saw it. We're gonna go down and around somewhere over there.
Hey, bear hunter. Want to shoot a bear? He looks longer nose to tail than this one this morning. At the time we were kind of thinking of maybe making a play on him.
I think we're gonna slip through this notch. Right over the top.
That canyon there it's sheer and gnarly looking. I was breathing hardcore, grunt like a savage, getting her done. But if the sheep aren't going through that, I'm pretty sure we don't want to go through that.
We can't turn back now. We just started having fun.
All right. Wouldn't be a sheep hunt if it were easy. No ramming these mountains with anybody's life. He's facing to the right. Yep, right at 500. Reload. Hit him again. Whew.
That was close and personal.
Yeah.
I'm gonna relive that over in my head a million times. You only live once. Do it.
Okay, how do you top Alaska?
Yeah, good luck. This film, I am believing, is going to change some lives. I think it's a good reminder for all of us as to how fragile life is, what's truly important, and how we should all have the conversations we need to have, do the things that we need to do, and that we've got one shot at this life. So if you watch this, you enjoy it, and even non-hunters, if you know some non-hunters, hunters, whatever, that you think would benefit from this film, we'd appreciate you sharing it. I would like to take this opportunity to remind everybody that we have some new merch on the website. You can find that in the description below. You can find links there. You'll also find links for hunting in Alaska if you're ready to make your dream hunt a reality. And just wanted to thank everybody. We appreciate all the likes, the subscriptions, the shares, and all your support. We've got lots of content that we're busy working on, and as always, my goal since day one is to show you, the viewer, what hunting in Alaska is really all about. In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was without form and void, and darkness was on the face of the deep. And the Spirit of God was hovering over the face of the waters. Then God said, "Let there be light," and there was light. And God saw the light, that it was good. Then God said, "Let us make man in our own image, according to our likeness." And the Lord God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed into his nostrils the breath of life, and man became a living being. So God created man in his own image. In the image of God he created him. Male and female he created them. Then God blessed them, and God said to them, "Be fruitful and multiply. Fill the earth and subdue it. Have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the air, and over every living thing that moves on the earth." After 23 years guiding in Alaska, I'd say the reason why I still do it is this right here. Just this alone time, this downtime. It is that first day when I get into the mountains, boy, it's some mixed emotions. I'm still like decompressing from this modern world, and I think I chose the title The Modern Day Mountain Man because that was always my dream. I wanted to live like a mountain man. The modern world, busyness of it, the stress of it, I never really enjoyed it, to be honest. And it was something about being out in nature where it was like I was at peace, you know, everything. The things that seemed to confuse me weren't there. I didn't find anything confusing about nature. Everything in nature made sense. And I love it out here because I'm immersed in it. And me as a father, man, I think about my kids, think about my wife. And it's not really that I miss them. I just think about how I treat them and how I'm doing as a father and as a husband. And you take inventory. You take serious inventory. And it's just so powerful. And I don't know if I can put it into words, and I don't know if it's like necessary to put it into words, but I think it's necessary. You know, not that a guy has to come up here to do it, but it's just the best way that I know how to do it. And, you know, just no matter what, I think you can always do better. And when you get up here, you just realize that, man, I'm not giving those that I care most about my best. I'm not giving them what they deserve. And it's nice to have that break to reassess and think, all right, how can I do better? What can I do better? And inevitably I'll go there and I'll try and I'll make some improvements, but I'll make some failures along the way too. There's no doubt about that. But yeah, man, I think everybody needs an escape, but I think particularly a man needs to get away, clear his thoughts. Because I definitely feel that I am the leader. I'm not the leader that I should be, but I believe as a husband and a father, it is definitely my role. It is my job to lead, to set the example, and be willing to die for my family. It's my job to put my family before myself. And I definitely don't always do that. I'm looking forward to this coming month. I miss my family already, and I'm going to miss them, but this is a place where I need to be. No doubt about it. Got a new teepee and Got it right before I left. And like a half-rate guide that I am, I didn't even set it up at home. Thankfully, all the parts are here. Greg and I are taking advantage of a little extra time and sealing the seams. Our Packer Dougie had his own last year, one of these, and it worked out pretty slick, so figured I'd try one. Nice and big. It's basically the weight of a two-man tent, but you can easily fit 3 people and gear in here. Obviously pretty high profile, but because it's round at the bottom, seems to handle the winds pretty well versus like a square one. They don't handle the wind nearly as well. Well, Matt made a special delivery. Not you, Steve. Fresh food. So Steve Huss, where are you from?
I'm from Applin, Wisconsin.
Fellow cheesehead.
Yeah.
Hey?
Yeah, they're here.
Yeah. you guys live where you really have the accents. You guys, yeah, I've got the Canadian accent, and you not so much, but some of the people. So what are those, the Swedes that have that strong you betcha? Is that usually the Swedes?
Dutch community near me.
Dutch, really? Okay. I don't know, we're mostly German up where I live.
More Dutch community near me.
But you guys,
Supposedly.
Eastern Wisconsin, I think, kind of gets a little more of that like Fargo type accent, I think, but I'm probably splitting hairs.
Hell, I don't have an accent.
I know you don't. Yeah, I know. Well, and then you listen to Greg here, and he'll say about 100 words, and it'll all make sense. And then he says one word, and I'm like, where is this dude from? Like one word out of 100 really sticks out on him. We got a beautiful day. We're ready to chase some sheep. All you, Steve. Salt and pepper, however you like it. You want to just load it on right there. After 25 years, when I look back at all the hunts that I've guided, I don't remember a single score. I don't remember how many times we shot. I remember how heavy some of the packs were, but what I remember most of each individual hunt is something that at the time, a specific thing or things that at the time seemed insignificant. Those memories might just be a conversation or just some animal doing something, or a sunrise or an airplane ride, or whatever it was. And I just want to encourage anybody out there that's interested in experiencing Alaska. It is a place to go with no agenda. It's a place to just go because you can no longer stand the thought of having not at least tried. When you get to that point where the fear of failure or not getting something is dwarfed by the fear of never realizing your dream, you're ready. You're ready to experience the wilderness, to be immersed in it and receive whatever it is. That's when the life-changing aspect of being in the wilderness is going to take place. When you want to go there, experience it, win, lose, or draw, I guarantee you will not regret that you went and experienced Alaska for yourself. Breakfast cooking, 10 a.m. We got at her bright and early. Pretty impressed with your guide so far. Woke you up at the crack of 8:30 this morning.
I don't believe you woke me up.
Well, what's your, here, I'll get a little closer so we can hear. One thing we got to know about a video camera is you got to talk pretty loud. I'll turn the stove down. So what's your first impression you get here to these mountains, Steve?
Big country. Like an ant in the middle of it. Love the clouds coming in and out. Didn't expect it to be so flat like this either. I was thinking more brushier type. See yet? We haven't really gotten far yet. We'll see.
There's a bird.
It's a little more wildlife. It's kind of quiet out here at the moment. But I didn't caribou yesterday. That was kind of neat. See more of that.
I think that's the biggest thing most people, and I get it, most people think that there's going to be more game.
Yeah.
It's like, yeah, you got to work and hunt, and it's, yeah, it's not bountiful in that regard. They're here, but you got to put your time in, get lucky. So we got 10 days ahead of us. Anything else to add? So do you want to you want to mention your buddy's ashes at all, or?
Brad, yeah. Well, Brad was kind of an inspiration of me coming up here. He's always wanted to be in Alaska. He died 2 years ago. He's 53 years old, and it kind of like didn't get a chance to get up and live this. So I made it a point to come up here and spread his ashes, along with live my life before I, before it's my time. Got to do it while you're alive. What they call that, YOLO. You only live once.
Huh?
So you got to live while you're alive.
So Brad was interested in coming hunting with you, and he just
more was fishing oriented or just coming up to see it.
Yeah.
Maybe do a cruise type thing. But yeah, a good guy with a lot that went on. I mean, I always wanted to come up here and do this. That was just kind of a little bit of a kick to get up here and do it while you can. So I'll spread him around here a little bit somewhere. He can, be up here. I don't drink them first.
yeah, you had him beside your drink mix, and so you weren't too sure.
Make sure I grab the right stuff. Either way, you'll be scattered.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
Opening morning. A little bit fog. But hopefully she clears out pretty quick. Get some coffee, get some breakfast, pack her up, and head upstream. He's alive! How'd you sleep?
I got a wet sleeper bag.
What'd you
Down by my feet.
piss yourself? Oh, yeah.
Is that normal? I mean, is that where it comes out, or is that just from the rain?
Well, probably more your, just your body. Sweat, probably.
Is it?
Yeah.
Do I air that out now, or?
Yeah, it wouldn't hurt. It'll dry. You got one of those Kuyu bags? Yeah, it'll dry. Yeah, that is kind of a design flaw in that tent. After 21 years of hunting sheep and 30 years of hunting, I still don't sleep that well on opening day. Well, I just wake up. I usually go to sleep, but I wake up because I don't want to sleep in. So I never hear my alarm. I wanted to wake up at 4. I woke up at 4:06, but I got up at like 2 and then 3. I slept good until 2, and then I woke up several times to check the time.
It doesn't really get dark here, does it?
No, this is 4:12.
What? And then I got up and I saw the sun over there. That meant it wasn't dark yet.
Well, I'm hoping that the clouds seem to be fairly high, and hope this surface fog will burn off pretty quick. And I think we got coffee rolling. Been hiking for nearly an hour and a half. It's our first water. I'm ready for some. So we dropped our spike camp back there about a half mile or so. We're gonna hunt up in this country up in here, then we'll come back to it. 21 years, I think that's the first time I've dropped my spike camp someplace with no water, but I don't know that we'll necessarily camp there tonight, but nice flat spot. Got a ram. Right there. It's a nice ram, he's illegal. It's 1,200 yards away, he just got up and fed. 1,200. That was pretty sweet. First canyon, really the first small canyon we poked in, spotted a ram. There's actually at least two. First one I saw is definitely legal. Very nice ram, 10 years old. The thermals are just switching. They're down low. They were 1,200 yards away. So what we're doing, they're in that canyon right there. The wind just started to come at our backs. So what we're going to do is back off. We put our camp back there. We're going to go down and around somewhere over there to where we can just keep an eye on them. We just want to get at least a mile away where we'll be about a mile and a half away and just keep an eye on them. We'll see where they bed for the day. Well, there's...
Back one looks like he's a little bigger bodied.
Yeah, the lower one is the better ram.
And to the right.
I'm 99% sure they're both full curl, but yeah, that one's darker and heavier. The lower right one. Darker horns, that is.
That nose up right now.
And he's got a dirty ring around his nose.
So they make one that doesn't have the buckles.
Right when we got up there, the wind was good, and then just right when after we spotted the rams, all of a sudden the wind started coming at our back a little bit, so we got the heck out of there. So I think basically at this point we're just going to watch, see where they bed, see if there's any way to approach them. But obviously that does not look like easy country to come over the top. We might be able to grade in through, but we'll just have to see. Probably our really only approach is
Between us,
come through that notch.
Because I don't need to get excited right now. Okay.
Work through there. Yeah, we got a good spot. We got water right behind us. And a few bugs though, but appears like they're both legal. That one is definitely got more mass. They seem to both have good flare. I know the one is definitely legal. The other one, the smaller one, is the one that I've only seen from a distance, but he's definitely flared out pretty good. Got a pretty good hook.
And twisted a little bit for me to see. He's got some width too.
Yeah. Our plan is pretty short-lived. About the time we were kind of thinking of maybe making a play on them, hoping that they would bed up on one of those black rocky knobs. They decided to just start hightailing it up into the shale. There was definitely a lot of trails in there leading up over the saddle into this canyon. Which, what I remember of that canyon right there, what I remember from that canyon there is it's sheer and gnarly looking. Which we'd probably, if we went after them, we'd probably have to go up over the top and then bring them back up over the top if we got them. Because as I recall, there's waterfalls in there and pretty sketchy stuff. Right here is where the sheep went through. I want to go through here, but in looking at this, I'm beginning to wonder. I think we can make it through there where there's grass, but obviously here it's really sheer. Probably not a lot of margin of error. But I'd hate to go down, lose all our elevation, and have to climb up through that scree. That takes a lot of effort. You want good, hard, solid footing, but you don't want it so steep that if you fall, you die. And I'm not so sure that that's not what we have there. Are you afraid of heights?
Yeah.
You are? What?
Tell you that?
Well, I think we can make it up through there, but I'm not 100%. So I think we'll kind of grade around this, and then we'll see what it looks like. Worst case, we got to dive down and go through that shale, but that requires a lot of effort. So if we can make it through that, it'll be half the effort, but obviously we're not going to do it if it's going to put our lives in jeopardy. So
We can't turn back now. We just started having fun.
all right. So down the other side of this hill right here is where we spotted the 2 rams this morning. They were on the back side here. They graded up. Then as we were coming up a couple hours later, we spotted another ram moving up. So I'm pretty sure this 3rd ram was a different ram. My guess is he was down in here. So hard telling how many we're gonna find up over here, but definitely like to get that darker horned one. He was the oldest one. But I think we're gonna slip through this notch, grade over the top. Yeah, I think this is a little too dicey. I think we're gonna have to back down and around. Go down to the bottom, shoot up that. That shale is hard to walk through because you sink 6 inches every step, but it's safe. So we just lost about an hour's worth of time there, but I don't know. I've been in dicey spots before. If you're not experienced in mountain hiking and you get scared, that's when you fall. I know we got bluffed out. We could have made it through there about 99 out of 100 times, but
Going all the way to the bottom here?
yep, I'm gonna have to. Yeah, it's just one of those things where,
You're down like this?
yep, whatever you're most comfortable with.
Working. Got the hell on my boots.
Why you buy $400 boots? The rocks will eat up anything less. $500-600 boots nowadays. Well, that sucks. That's a lot of time and effort, but yeah. Well, the only good news is we got water down here. Greg's done that before. We got good weather. Yeah, coming up here, I was looking at that pretty close, and I knew it was probably a 50-50 shot whether we could make it through. If we did, it'd save us a lot of effort. But we didn't make it, so in turn it cost us a fair bit of effort. I know, right about there is where it was. We were darn near to the top, but it was too sketchy, so we had to come back down and around. Now we're gonna work our way up through here. It can be good the whole entire way, but one stretch, that's dangerous. That's all it takes. Ruin everybody's day and end somebody's life. My younger years, boy, I did some dumb things. Fortunately, nobody ever got hurt, but there ain't no ram in these mountains worth anybody's life. track. We're gonna grade up there, probably get up on that point, glass down if we can. As you approach the next ridge is something no hunter gets tired of. I'd never actually set foot in this canyon, but I knew it was steep, it was rocky, there was a good chance we were gonna get bluffed out and not get out of the bottom of it, but we knew somewhere in there was 3 legal rams. Once over the top, of course, we didn't want to give up our elevation, but it was impossible to be quiet over those loose, jagged boulders. I relocated the dark-horned ram with the younger one first. They were 3/4 of a mile across the canyon, still working away from us. We went another 100 yards and we bumped into that 3rd ram. I'm sure he was going to join the other 2, but not before he stopped at that fresh patch of grass. I set up the scope to check him out again, and this was a good ram. There was no way we were going to pass him up, and Steve said he was confident he could make the shot. The greatest lessons can't be taught, they have to be experienced. You know, I'm older. I can't pack out the heavy loads that I used to, but my experience, my 25 years, I'm more valuable. I can find somebody that can schlep the heavy loads, right? But you can't replace that. And you can't hack that. And we live in this world where everybody wants a hack, right? They want to find a quicker, better way to do something. Yeah, that hack might help you now, but until you understand the foundational principles of that hack, it will never help you beyond that one instance. But once you know a business from the ground up, when you start digging the outhouse hole, and then you go and you start to, you guide and you fly, and you know the business in your industry from the ground up, holy smokes. At that point, you're indispensable. You're right. He's on right at the base of the cliff, basically.
I see one.
Yep. Should be the only one.
Anyone?
Yep. He's facing to the right.
Is he really?
Yep.
I'm gonna zoom him.
He's facing us now. He's all alone facing to the right.
Facing to the right. I got him.
Yep. All right. He's just a hair under 500. Yep, right at 500.
And again.
Okay. Wait till he's perfectly broadside. You're going to squeeze it real slow. You want it perfectly broadside and you're dead solid perfect. Do you need something under your chest?
I lost him.
Can you turn the power of your scope down a little or no?
Yeah. Got him again.
Okay.
All right, I got him again.
Okay. You're going to wait for a perfect shot broadside.
Not right at the end.
Nope.
There you are. Okay.
Yep, right at 500. So aim halfway up the body. You just want to hit him right in the shoulder. Or just behind it. You good and steady?
Pretty good. All he's got to do is turn and knock the safety off.
Okay.
Safety's off. We're live.
And you're just going to pick a hair and you'll squeeze it slow.
Oh, there he is. Okay. He's climbing up to the left.
Yep.
All right, safety
If you
off.
really like that, reload, smacked him. Just relax, you got him. Get right back on him. I think you smoked him. Get to where you just wait.
I see him laying there.
Yeah, he's standing.
Try him again.
Yep, just take your time. Wait, wait.
Facing head on.
Yep. Wait for him to be broadside.
Can I hit him?
Oh yeah, you hit him.
Looks like he's got blood coming out of his nose.
Okay.
Top one.
Sheep are unlike most animals in that when they're hit by a bullet, they rarely take flight. He was standing in, he's just down and to the left from that. Sheep are more deliberate in almost everything that they do. I knew if we were patient, Steve would get another broadside shot. Right there. He's broadside now.
Oh, got him.
Okay, yeah, go ahead and put one in him.
Oh. Chew your balls.
Yep.
I didn't touch him there.
Nope, you got him. I think you nailed him. No, I think you hit him.
I ain't got a broadside yet.
Yep.
Where did you go? There you are.
There he fell down. He's rolling.
I see him.
He's rolling.
Up there.
See him now, Greg? He's a lot closer than the other two.
Is he a big one or is he?
He's a good ram.
He looked pretty good to me.
I don't know if those other two were moving out or I only saw him look back once. He's not the biggest, but wherever those other two are going, they're kind of acting like they're leaving the country.
So where was he?
You see that patch of snow in the mountain?
Yeah.
He's in that cut right below them.
Okay, because I was looking at the other two and I was like, oh,
Right.
I'm not seeing what's going on.
Well, and I figured the way they're moving now, they're definitely moving out. But those two were acting like they were moving out. Which, man, if they were in here, I don't know how they could have heard us.
He's right down here in front of us.
Yep.
Yeah, I see.
All right. The barrel's empty.
Nice.
Looking gone.
Well, the one was a little bit bigger. Maybe a year or two older, but you got a good ram.
I think anyone that's legal is pretty good.
Well, he's got good mass out to his full curl, so I mean, he's got to be 9 years old.
500 yards, I'll take it.
When you were saying, wow, you hit him, I was looking at the other two and I was like, what?
Yeah, I figured as much.
I didn't see that.
When you said, which one's he shooting at? I was like, no.
I figured
Oh, you
I'd
gotta
just
get over there.
stay right up there.
That's an easy way out, right?
Yeah, I'm kind of holding my breath on how this is all going to work out. Hopefully it's
Pretty good.
It's easy.
You look broomed on one side.
Yeah, I think he's just massive. Well, the one side I saw, he's full curl and he's got really good mass there. But
You said 500. I was like, wow, that's a long 500 over there.
yeah, those are like over 1,000.
Nice job.
Excellent, man.
Drink, bud?
Oh,
No, he gave it to me to carry for you.
well, I didn't see how we were going to catch those big ones, and so once I kind of realized, okay, they're moving. I saw they looked back once when I first saw them, but other than that, they've just been feeding.
Yeah.
And so, but I mean, if you look at it, there's no feed there.
'Cause-
So I mean, they could have easily just been. I don't know if they were boogered or not, but I figured, how are we going to get at them from here? We're in no man's land out in this open shale.
He shot. And that other one, I thought maybe he was shooting at the lower one. It was up and behind. I couldn't even see. I was like, wow, they must be able to see pretty good. That's what he's shooting at.
Is-
500. He was hit pretty good. It looks like he had blood out of his nose.
Did
so
he?
He had to have him pretty much into the,
Yeah.
pretty much in the lung.
That's good. Cool. I wish I was looking in the right place.
That was
When you first that shot the first time, that one up above, he just started giddying up and up the hill.
Oh, he did, huh?
Yeah, oh yeah. The other one stood right there. And you were saying, wow, broadside, and he was standing broadside too. And I was like,
we
I can't see where he could hit it.
we
Hit
go
him.
grizzly hunting.
Well, we got a little work ahead of us now, but
I
that's
don't
just
care.
fine.
Can't do nothing anyhow
We're
for
gonna have to
another
go
couple
down
days.
probably to get up there, ain't we?
Unless you see a caribou you want to punch.
Well, man,
You might be able to get up there.
Oh, we'll be able to get to him. What I'm worried about is going down.
Oh, there's always back up.
Yeah.
I gotta remember where he was. If he was there, so he's
Right.
just over that red, or just,
He's right in sight there.
oh, is it? Oh yeah, he is. Right
Right
the
there.
green.
If you could have got him to roll a little further.
Would have been
I
ideal.
was trying to chase him down the hill.
That's awesome.
Oh man, that shale sucked.
Yeah, it did.
I kind of figured when I
hung up on it.
was ranging those guys, the closest we got was 700, and then they're basically feeding faster than we can walk in this shale. And I'm like, well, if they wrap around this bowl, we're just gonna be, we have no chance, you know? So I figured, that's why I kind of figured, well, let's giddy up and maybe we'll catch up to this other one. So I'm sure that's the one that skylined himself when we were climbing.
When we were coming down, I stopped up there a little bit because one of them upper ones was looking back at us.
Well, one thing, you know, you don't need earplugs.
No, it worked. I did.
The first one rung me pretty good. After that, it wasn't too bad. Did you get it bad?
I didn't get it at all.
Is that a sheep? Oh, that's snow.
Huh?
I'm in awe.
Yeah.
Well, there ain't no getting above the sheep in this country, or at least not very many spots. Holy smokes. Oh, I got a camera.
I got a camera too.
But it's dead?
Camera's not.
Oh.
So, how many hours
Oh,
did it
I just,
take
like,
from the time we saw them to the time we pulled the trigger?
Quite a while.
About 8.5 hours. Oh. Boy, it's been a while since I've had a guy kill a sheep on day one.
I was gonna ask you that earlier, but I didn't want to jinx us.
I don't have too many of those. Those 2 rams are definitely moving out of the country now.
Oh, yeah. That top one was head.
He wasn't interested in sticking around, huh?
The other one did though. He stood right there the whole time.
Sweet, gentlemen. Awesome. That was pretty sweet.
You couldn't let me shoot him at the bottom of the hill. You had to make me go over it.
Yeah, no matter how hard a sheep is on day one, you gotta take it. Or you can't complain, I guess I should say.
No, man.
Yeah, we ain't home yet, but I'm just hoping, I'm just concerned. One of these canyons here has this crazy waterfall. It looks like we're all right from what I can tell, but time will tell.
I can hear water running.
Yeah. Well, it ain't gonna be no hop, skip, and a jump to get over there and lay our hands on them. We got about 4 folds to go through, and it's all nasty shale.
Yeah.
Well, this is that nice, this stuff you can dig your feet in, those softball-sized rocks and basketball-sized rocks. Oh, man. They're rough. Yeah, I should have my GoPro out to see that stuff. We were so loud, and falling down and slipping, sliding. Just not complaining, but just to try to sneak up on an animal going through that stuff. It's tough, but we were several draws away. We didn't realize that. And then there's a river rushing down here, which you can probably hear. So I think that masked our sound pretty good. They all get nervous when they see the cameras on them. I took a pretty healthy digger, scooting her way after we'd seen these sheep working in. Weren't sure where the sheep were, trying to glass. And yeah, and all of a sudden my feet just went out from under me, hit my funny bone. Holy smokes, I couldn't move my hand for probably 2 minutes. Definitely a bed from one of these sheep. So yeah, it would be about right. They just graded right around in through here. Yeah, I don't think there's any way they heard us or smelled us.
No.
Now that waterfall going.
No, we were 3 ridges back. But I don't think we'd have caught him. Yeah, he carries his mass really well. Oh, big bodied son of a gun.
I saw a big body. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Way beyond full curl on that right side.
Yeah, I know. I lifted that up and I was like, "Whoa, look at that!"
Good hook. Grab the tip, and we'll just go 2 feet at a time. Okay? So 1, 2, 3. Okay. Go ahead and use, Steve. Nothing. Basically just push the butt and I'll kind of lift.
Where am I going to get in here? Shoulder.
Are you 1, 2, 3. You okay?
Don't go.
I don't want him to go.
Yeah, I let those legs down. Oh, somebody's behind those. Stay in the case.
Put the covers on them. That's good.
All right. The rock had to knock him and knock him down for.
Oh,
What do you want to try?
yep. So we're just gonna kind of keep
they're
rolling.
vortex, so they can.
So when did we meet? About 3 years ago.
About 3 years ago, I was thinking about doing this since I was a young kid, and kind of tripped the idea in my head, and it took a few years for me to put it together, but it was definitely inspiration. I had too many people that were not making it to retirement, and I was getting to the age where I would not be able to do this anymore. And I guess you got to do it while you're still alive, because you certainly can't do it when you're gone. It's a heck of a sheep. I don't know. More than I expected. Way more. And 500 yards makes it even better.
Yeah, that's a heck of a poke, no doubt about it. We're not exactly, one shot's just right in the boiler room. We can't figure out how he lived as long as he did, assuming that was the first shot, but we're gonna figure it out when we butcher him. But yeah, at 500 yards, and that's key. You know, you came and you got yourself prepared physically. How much weight did you lose?
60, 70 pounds, but that's what I lost. I lost probably more fat and gained more muscle, so if you really want to take it that way. But yeah, I was at one time I was 310 pounds. That's was heading in a bad place, depression, whatnot, and this is what needed to happen. This was a challenge. Can't wait to see what I come up with next. How do you top this?
Well, and of course, what does everybody back in Wisconsin want to know? Well, how much does something like that cost? Well, what's the value of that? Not just the sheep, but the inspiration that you had, all the weight that you lost, getting your health right, and kind of, I don't know that it's fair to say turn your life around, but I mean, take a different course with your life. I mean, you can't put a value on that.
Right, you can't. Money's no object. I mean, you got to do it while you're alive. If you take your money to your grave, what good is it? You're just giving it to somebody else, government, whatever. So, yeah, I'd say get out, do this. Do it if you got this inkling to do it. Challenge yourself. Do it once in a lifetime. You won't be sorry. And if you're really looking for a guide, I know a good one.
Well, I was bragging that no, you won't have to shoot 500 yards, but by God, you said you could shoot 500 yards, and that's exactly what you had to do. So, and you got it done. So, first day, we got pretty lucky there. We had this big 50-mile loop all planned, but I don't know is that any of us here are too sad about that. It's always nice when you can take them down to the wire and put it all together at the end, but it's also kind of nice you can get it done day one, and like you said, you're kind of hoping to chase a grizzly bear. We should have plenty of time for that.
Yeah, definitely. There'll be a little ceremony here for Brad Dreesen, a buddy of mine that was basically a big part of this. 53 years old, he passed, and I kind of dedicate this hunt to him. So we're getting a little mushy, but
Well, there's nothing wrong with
I
that.
always wanted to come to Alaska while he's here. I think I'm going to take a little bit of him and take him for a grizzly hunt.
All right, your load lifters are pretty loose, so you'll be wallowing around a little bit, but yeah, I'd probably grade right into that stuff and then follow it all down, and we'll follow behind you, let you get to the bottom so we don't throw rocks on your head.
That way anyways, get them binoculars.
Oh, okay, yep. Yeah, and I got good shale there too, so either way.
That's it. Here we go.
Oh, that's a little heavier than I thought it would be.
You're gonna want your poles. Take your time.
That could be sliding all over.
Yeah, you'll have to tighten up those load lifters and your shoulder straps. Here, hand me your poles. I'd probably get it up on your shoulders and stand up with it. Go put your feet right there if you can. Underneath on that rock.
Holy shit, that thing is just heavy. Alright.
Yeah, it's totally loose, so
What do I gotta
so
grab?
tighten your shoulders.
Down here and up here.
Should be up here, should be something up here.
And then your shoulder down here. This one you didn't move, did you?
I didn't move any of them.
Still really loose?
It's better, way better than it was.
More?
Yeah, I'd tug that thing a little bit. You
Good? See you guys in the bottom.
Yeah, tighten that pack up on his waist too. That thing's pretty loose.
Right here.
I think you're, yeah. Whoop, 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 whoop. That might have been me, that was probably me.
Good?
You're both yanking on at the same time.
Okay.
You guys knock it off. Alright, buddy. Here we go.
All right, slow and easy.
Nice.
If you go down back. This.
Yep, just get that shale and dig your heels in.
That.
I think it's a pretty good bank right there.
Adios. What's that?
Looks like there might be a pretty good bank right. Go down there and right there, I guess.
Yeah, that soft stuff, that soft spongy stuff is pretty good too, but I think that shale will be pretty good. There's a rule in sheep hunting. It gets broken all the time, and one of those, like a lot of rules, you break them and you get away with it most of the time, and sometimes you don't. Eventually you don't. Well, there's a rule that never go out a canyon that you didn't come up. And that might be kind of what we're hitting here. That looks a little too sketchy. So I went on ahead. I'm gonna try to figure out what we gotta do, but I see the sheep are going up and over this. Hard telling how steep that's gonna be. But if the sheep aren't going through that, I'm pretty sure we don't wanna go through that. So we'll see what we got. But I don't think we wanna go through that. Well, my worst fear of this canyon was realized. Totally bluffs out. So we're gonna have to go up, haul the sheep up and over and head to camp. It's gonna suck, but I think we'll make it. Yeah, a lot more effort than we thought, but it is what it is. That'd have been nice. That just added 2 hours of serious work to our load, but wouldn't be a sheep hunt if it were easy.
Saved me a lot.
Need some water while I'm up?
Hmm?
Need water while I'm up?
Send. Ram down. Long night ahead. We'll text tomorrow morning. Pretty well sums her up.
I would say.
My flight up to Alaska this year. I bought a book called Can't Hurt Me by David Goggins. Goggins, they call him. Some say he's the toughest man alive. He's definitely a tough dude, very intense. So, when he's kicking butt, he calls it taking souls. That's what I'm doing on my way up this hill. Taking souls. Just grinding it out, getting it over with. More than anything. Trying to breathe, get extension in my spine. After 23 years of doing this, my vertebrae are a little compressed in the lower back, and they're a little kinked forward in the upper back base of the neck. Sucks getting old. So I'm just breathing hardcore grunt like a savage, getting her done. No other way to do it. Nothing pretty about it. Just grind it out. Get to the top. Smooth sailing. We'll be pitching tent in the dark tonight probably. But yeah, supper's gonna taste good tonight. And none of us brought nearly enough food for the day. Yeah, but can't complain. Got a sheep down on day one. Ooh, over and out. Right there's where we shot him from. Hoping we could make it out the bottom. We went all the way down there. Right down there. Now, how sweet is it to see the sun? Especially because we just had rain a little bit ago. There's nothing pretty or romantic or sexy about guiding, but that view, and why you do it, you get tested and you see things that nobody else will ever see, never be able to explain to anybody. It's a thing of beauty. Our tent is way down there. We still gotta put it up. It's the stuff I dreamed of as a kid. Still gotta pinch myself sometimes. Remind myself that I actually did it and I still get to do it. I love my wife. Oh, man, do I love my wife. I love my kids. But man, I don't think there's too many guys whose wives would allow them to do this. Or happily allow their husbands to do this. You know, I was actually kind of disappointed. A little bit disappointed, not for Steve, happy for Steve, but a little bit disappointed to shoot a sheep on the first day. Because this is what sheep hunting's all about. Testing yourself. I think somewhere down deep inside I smiled a little bit when we weren't able, I don't know if I smiled, but I came alive when I realized that we weren't able to go out the bottom. Steve probably wasn't quite as thrilled about it as I was, but he'll appreciate the sheep even more after doing this. Man, it's so quiet. I know some may say it's unprofessional of me to stomp ahead, but Steve's a big boy, he can handle himself. Greg's kind of in between and with him. But I love this peace and quiet. Just one more. I'm kind of to the stage of the game. I mean, Lord willing, I'm hoping to guide 8 more years till I'm 50. I guess I'd love to do it till I'm 60. In some ways it makes me old, but I think overall it kind of keeps me young, you know, keeps me honest, keeps me working out, keeps me eating right. It's stressful leaving the family, you know, just being gone and leaving my business. There's a lot of stress involved there. You know, leave business for a couple months at a whack. But my wife's definitely taken up a lot more slack and helping out a lot more. She's so supportive. It's our last supper before Daddy leaves. Everybody's in a good mood, including... Yep, we're combining today.
I think the biggest thing that he loves about it is that he gets to disconnect from the world that we live in today. And yeah, he's just been going out there for so long that that's just part of him now.
My time in Alaska, that's what it's all about. Just realigning my priorities and how I live my life. I ain't cut out for the real world, to be honest. And I get sucked up in it. I think about like everybody, and yeah, I definitely have some changes to make. Got to reprioritize. Live, be a better Christian, be a better husband, better father, better friend, better son, better brother, brother-in-law, uncle. And not to slam myself too hard, but it just those are the things that really matter, you know. The world, the world is trying to tear you away from those things. The world wants you to conform. The world wants you to think about yourself. And that leads to sin. Sin leads to death. And I would say this year, maybe more than any other year in a long, long time, I've followed the world too much. Thank you, Lord, for this opportunity. And when you come up here, you can't help but feel gratitude and humbled, awestruck, and just at peace and calm. I have a hard time finding peace and calm and just utter peace in the real world. I get wrapped up in it. But here, I always find it. It's always been that way for me as a kid. No matter what, I could be depressed or upset or worried or anxious, and I'd just go to the woods, go trapping, fishing, or just hiking around. And I just, something about it just helped me find calm and peace. And I just hope my kids know, and my wife know, how much I appreciate their support. They're supporting me in doing this because I still feel that peace I felt as a kid.
At first, obviously, when we were first together, it was very hard because it was just me. And, you know, obviously you're madly in love, and I would cry that he would be gone, but I knew that he was going to do this regardless, and I would never ever tell him to not do this. You know, be away for this long. I would never ever give him an ultimatum because I know that that's just part of him. So, and I knew that going into it, and that's why I think a lot of people don't understand. I knew that he was going to be gone, so it's just like I'm always prepared for it. But the beginning was hard, and then when the girls were babies, that was harder because I had them 13 months apart, and so I kind of just stayed home and really didn't do too much because it was just too hard to pack up two kids to go anywhere when they were so little. And then now that their kids are older, it's actually easier because now we can just pick up and go anywhere.
Time to head for the mountains. Charlie, are you excited? Are you gonna miss Daddy?
Yeah. It's kind of nice having him just here, but he doesn't like, well, we do a lot of, like, different things that he doesn't like, like school shopping and that stuff.
If you haven't figured out yet, but we like to joke a lot. Like, a lot. You don't notice.
There. There's a family of mice in there, and Daddy dropped it like a big girl.
In the chair. I'm not taking it out.
We'll wait for you, Boo Boo. We'll wait.
Like, I really miss going on four-wheeler rides and seeing him.
This is how much seal much string.
All right, here's your... Get him, Goody! There's more. All right.
He was gone when I had Frankie, so he wasn't even here for the birth. I had my sister and my daughter in the room for that one. And actually, he says it was all my idea, but it wasn't all my idea. It was, well, I guess it kind of was, because we needed the income at the time, and it's like, what's the difference if you're going to be gone in 2 weeks after she's born anyway? So just go. And I think it was hard for him, but I think he had a big awakening with God on, when I had Frankie. So actually, I think it was kind of meant to be that way.
I kind of think that's why I loved it as my dad. Hardest working man I know. We were always on the brink of bankruptcy farming as a kid. It was stressful, it was hard. My parents did the best they could. My mom is an incredibly hard working woman. I don't know. If anybody works harder than my dad, it might be my mom. I don't know. We always had food on the table, but boy, life was stressful. And I could see it on my dad, big time, and my mom, but particularly my dad. But when we were hunting or trapping, that's all we were doing. And I think that's why I love it, because I got to see my dad at peace. Is it just somehow I feel whole out here. I feel alive. I feel I belong. And I know there's a lot of people there's a lot of hunters out there, outdoors people in general. I believe there's a lot of people that understand what I'm talking about, some way, shape, or form. God is good. The wilderness is an amazing place. We definitely need to preserve and protect this. I think Steve is gonna be one tired cheesehead when he lays his head down on his jacket or whatever he uses to make a pillow tonight. He may not even bother. You earned your rice and chicken today, Greg.
Sure did.
That was a hump.
Yeah.
Would have been nice to just go out the bottom, but that'd have been too easy.
Right.
I think we're gonna have a tired cheesehead in camp tonight.
Oh, yeah. He wanted to stop down there, but he's like, oh, I'll keep going.
Yeah.
I want to take my pack off.
You made her. What was your thought when I told you, I'm like, well, we got to go over the top?
I was hoping you were kidding.
I wouldn't BS a man with a weapon about something like that.
That's a pretty good head start.
At least 500 yards, huh? But no, that is a thing of beauty right there.
That is. That's home. Halfway. Loving it though.
The tough half.
Loving it.
We got a long grind, but that's all it is now. It's just a grind.
Yeah, but we ain't got 10 days of grind anymore.
Nah, that was a grunt. Now this is just a grind. Grind is way easier than a grunt.
You're going down the way the sheep came up?
Yeah.
You want to do me a favor, would you, and grab that water bottle for me? Was it on that side?
Really? Oh, my rifle's on my right side now. Those are my-
Keeping it interesting.
Actually, if you keep looking back, what were we thinking?
Hate to tell you, but I'm pretty sure I heard the first person said, well, I think we should do it.
Tomorrow I'll be glad we did. Right
Yeah.
now I'm not.
Yeah, we'll be very glad tomorrow. We can eat all we want. We're in no hurry.
Somebody talked about doing this for 50 miles.
Well, there's a far cry from 50 miles.
I luck. No, maybe up before it got dark. All right, here's my gun.
We made her, big dog.
Later, had to. Time for bed.
Right on the back side of that Finger Mountain, that's where we took the ram. Greg is a superstar. Went and grabbed water. Kind of a bummer we're camped where there's no water. Try not to do that, but just the way it ended up. We weren't necessarily going to spend the night here, but as it turns out, we're going to.
Good.
We filled up with water on our way back, and then we made freeze-dried and filled every container we could, so now we got water for the morning. I think even Greg's moving kind of slow.
You blame him?
Yeah. Oh, it was a long day.
Ooh.
So we're going to throw some freeze-dried down, cuddle into the TP. Clouding up. I wish it'd clear off. We get a good hard frost. Mosquitoes could use it. The meat could use it.
Yep.
We left the meat, Cape Horns, everything about 2 miles back. We wanted to get back before dark. And we'll run back, grab that tomorrow. Yeah, no guy shot a sheep at 1:30. Well, you gonna be able to sleep tonight, Steve?
Sleep? I don't know what you're going to call it. I'm going comatose.
Oh, I've got some muscle relaxers.
Yeah.
I'll probably be asleep before I even got them out of my pack. So
That was a good day. That was a really big day. Now, instead of decide if you want to go after a grizzly or not.
we'll think about that tomorrow.
Right. We'll see how I feel in the morning. Or tomorrow afternoon.
You want to chuck your pack in here, Greg? There's plenty of room.
Here, just a second.
Oh, I didn't grab my pack. I don't know if you want to throw mine in.
Sure.
Yeah, if you kind of works good if you lay it between, you know, so you don't roll into the sleeping or the tent, you know. Yeah, about noon. We're up and at 'em. We dropped the meat up in the canyon there. Up there, that's the saddle we had to go over to get the ram and then come back over with the ram. We were hoping to come out the bottom right there, but couldn't do it. So we're gonna go retrieve the meat. How are we feeling this morning?
Like a spring chicken.
How were you feeling last night?
Like an unspring chicken.
Like a cooked chicken?
Feeling pretty good for what I figured I would be.
Good, good.
I wouldn't be getting up today.
There's the saddle we came down, went up and came down. So yesterday we were trying to sneak across this hard face, couldn't do it, then we had to come down, climb back up around, got the ram, and went down on the bottom of that side, got bluffed out, had to come over the saddle. She's a little drizzly today. Actually, up here in these rain squalls are just stalling up in these little canyons here. Kind of think back at our spike camp, probably dry. So the plan is get this sheep out of the mountains, get it someplace where the airplanes can land, and then we'll probably just regroup back at our base camp. We'll hike back to our base camp and maybe spend a day kind of looking for a caribou, but ultimately Steve would like to move to a adjacent area where grizzly bear season is open and try for a grizzly. So that's the plan. What's that?
Said it's just setting in.
What's that?
Reality that what we just got done. Dream come true. How do you say that? One foot in front of the other, and soon you will be back to camp.
That's basically a mantra, isn't it?
Oh. Good one.
Gotta love airplanes.
Yeah, I was waiting for the helicopter to come get us out of that drainage. What happened to that?
It's only 2.5 miles back to our base camp, but the plane's gonna come pick it up anyways, so I might as well pick it up here rather than there. Got a game bag or a compactor bag over there marking a runway. Pilots will be able to, they've landed here a bunch. It's a pretty good spot. So we're gonna dump the meat off. We're gonna wait for them here. I hear it echoing off the mountains. Oh, there I see it.
Come on, hurry up.
Right over the game bag. Probably Emily. Oh, isn't it amazing how like you can't hardly hear it and then all of a sudden it's just plain as day? Oh, it might be matte. Is it yellow or white?
I can't tell right now.
I think it's
Yellow.
yellow. Matt, you.
Yeller.
Yep. Slowing her down. Oh, there's some caribou right there.
Yeah.
Something's jumping out at me.
While we got it there, you might want to take a look at it.
I don't even have my binos. I'll have to look at them through your scope.
I got one of them.
Well, if it was... I think they're bulls.
I could probably zoom with that a little, could you?
Yeah.
Big. Got the airplane here already.
Nothing you're going to want to shoot. But they're all bulls. It's got a little bit of a crosswind.
Yards.
Yeah.
Would have been a bigger one.
We don't like doing that.
If we'd have got up early, we might have caught the sucker in the bottom, but...
Hey, nothing wrong with that.
Howdy, Jeff.
Hey, how you doing, Billy?
Good.
Yeah.
Anybody else getting anything?
No, not yet. Well, we're killing some caribou and whatnot, but no sheep from anybody else.
Yeah, you woke us up and then there's caribou. We'll see what Matt comes up with.
I mean, he's safely 9.
That's kind of what I think he is.
Yeah, I think he's 9.
Yeah.
Nice sheep.
I am.
Yeah.
I mean, that's an awesome sheep.
Is that an old outfitter trick, Thoft?
Yeah, it
Is that an old outfitter trick?
Yeah, you put the cheap beer in the expensive box, and they really think that you're giving them something good. So.
And then we got this guy, he's out of the airplane for 2 minutes and...
Yeah, yeah, I brought you this though.
Holy smokes, look at that. Well, I know that ain't gonna get packed back to base camp.
No, I ain't gonna make it.
Well, I think that answers our question. We're spending the night here.
Yeah, absolutely.
We ended up camping over there by no water. That was a nice guide selection there.
Down in here into the desert. Yeah, that's cool. Look at those dudes hanging out.
Yeah. Oh, there's like 5 of them up there. We only saw 3 before.
Yeah, a few caribou run. Look at
Any size? That's probably reachable.
I love it when they silhouette themselves like that.
Fire in the hole.
Okay, everything going.
Yep. See ya. Thanks, Matt. Brownies and beer. Brownies and beer. Yeah. Yeah. Almost as good as diesel, right? Yeah. All good beer comes from Wisconsin, don't it? Except Sam Adams. I like me some Sam Adams.
That's not bad. I like to go on the tour because they give you free beer.
I forget what that tastes like.
I forget what that sun feels like. That's pretty nice.
Does feel good. Be down on my skivvies here shortly.
These White Sox aren't impressing me any though.
No.
We'll savor the next one. I think we're just gonna pound this one.
Oh yeah. She's frosty.
Woo, that she's good.
12 fluid ounces. Nature's choicest products provide its prized flavor. Only the finest of hops and grains are used. Selected as America's best in 1893. Look at that. Steam rolling off that bad boy.
What? Oh.
Going bear hunting. You ready for this, big dog? Oh, you are mooning it. Pretty sweet day, huh? The air pretty stable, looks like it.
The last several years of rain and snow for all month, I think we finally have a good month.
I know, and that's kind of the way it almost like seems like it runs. It's like 1 year is just snow windy, next year is wet and miserable, and then 1 year is just beautiful. Nice.
Easy, kinda.
Yeah, I can deal with this. Bugs aren't too bad. Did it freeze at base camp?
No, didn't freeze. Did it up here?
Nah, maybe if it did, just barely, but
I was probably in the high 30s.
yeah.
Beautiful. Now we had a gorgeous night. Yeah, it's been nice. Now we'll pop you guys over out into the flats.
Got a good buggy spot picked out.
Yeah. Really spot.
Nice bog.
Bugs aren't that bad anyway this year.
They're not.
I mean, there's bugs.
Yeah. Considering how warm it is, they're not terrible.
No, I don't need to see them. I looked up and he's going like this. I'm like, Was he mooning?
Yeah, he's something. Yeah, don't judge all people from Wisconsin based off of Steve.
I should have pulled up, turned around, and just I felt bad after all my ranting and raving last night, though, so I'm professional today.
Day's young.
Oh, yeah, it don't take much to tip me the other direction, so.
Brooks Range Air Force. You guys got a photo with all 4 of your airplanes out in the bush parked side by side somewhere?
We need you to fly the 4th one, and
Well,
then we can get all 4 of them together.
Yeah, well, good luck with that. You got Jeff for that. Do you have one? That'd be pretty cool. Do you have that? I mean, that's probably pretty hard to do.
No, I've never gotten all 4. Closest we got was with Big Dog a few years ago. We got 3 of the 4.
Yeah. Yeah, that'd be pretty interesting watching Matt put the... You think he could do the 185 here? I'm sure he could light.
I'm sure he could light, yeah.
Once, anyway. Landed here.
Pretty much put anything here, but...
Yeah.
No, I talked to Dan. I sent Dan a picture of that sheep.
Okay.
And I told him where it came from, and I was like, remember that's the camp you had to run the bear off of those guys? And he's like, oh, I remember.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's the... Well, and then the tent, this tent, we got it ripped up in this camp too, so I kind of like having that tent. It's an easy story, you know what I mean? Just pointing out the rips and stuff. Yeah.
Got that tarp and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Well, you guys want to go chase bears for a few days?
I think so. I think we're ready.
Let's do it.
Can you lock the brakes up on this?
I can on this, but you can't on maps.
Ah.
That's another reason. It goes back and forth, different reasons.
Yeah. Kind of a swampy bugger, but pretty good bear spot. Got willowy river bottom all the way up and down, and then right here is kind of a stretch where it's fairly open. This is a pretty tricky spot. Matt and I are just kind of creating a line under his direction for Emily to land on, so Matt's kind of the touchdown point, and then Emily can just use us as a reference. She's doing pretty dang good with that thing. A lot of big undulations in here. Tail wheels popping up like that is all part of bush flying, and here's why. You're flying over that, you can't see that, so they're just simply reacting. All that stuff basically just has to be second nature. I mean, look at it like a pothole like that.
Yeah.
You can land here 50 times and never hit that sucker, and then all of a sudden, boom.
Pretty much, yeah, and this just changed a little bit, as weird as it is up above the creek like this. But yeah, she bunked her tail in a little bit, but she held on to it good.
Yeah? She stopped it nice and short.
No, exactly, so you just don't want to run into that. Or,
Oh.
yeah, they're always a little bit different every time, that's for sure.
Looked like she slipped it in nice, playing the wind, you know, I guess kind of crabbing a little bit, or slipping. Day one of the grizzly hunt. Been raining all night. Little suckers are like laying eggs, I guess. Things got little red pouches on them. Bugs are bad. Got a little break in the rain, about 8 in the morning. I'm gonna climb up. A few caribou around. I'm gonna climb up. I don't think it's that knob. It's been a few years since I've hunted here, but I think we go one more knob over and sit there. Maybe it's that one. Maybe make that one work. I don't remember. But go park our keisters and look for bears. Yeah, not too bad. It's a good sign. Fresh pile of bear scat. About 50 yards from our glass and knob. A few bugs. We came here because the bugs weren't so bad. Got a tarp over there about 100 yards. I walked over here and had a nice breeze. There was no bugs. They were getting a little breeze hitting us in the back. No bears. 11 a.m. This is the not so glamorous part of Alaska hunting. Battling the elements. And bugs, I think, are one of the worst. They drive you insane. How's that head net working out for you? I think it's whooping you. I think that's good director's cut stuff there.
I don't know how they got in, but they got in.
Buggers will find a hole no matter where. So we've seen a few caribou. Nothing earth-shattering yet. Caribou and geese. Falcons, all we've seen. But there's bears around, just a matter of time. We'll catch one sneaking through. So he'll be a nice one next year, you think, Steve?
I think so.
Steve's pretty proud of the sheds he's finding. Actually, that one down there is a shed. Ice pack. Yeah, we should go lay down on that ice. Keep the bugs away. Just a matter of time. This is a good spot. Took Craig Spencer, shot a 7/8 boar here. Chase Lamb shot an 8-foot boar here. And then somebody else, like 10 days before me, they shot a nice bear here. Chase and I killed his bear. Then after Chase and I killed his bear, it snowed like 2 days, solid 2 days. We woke up in the morning, glassed out, could finally see there was a bear eating the bear we shot, and then another big bear. They were both big bears, another big bear eating that other bear. And that was interesting. Had Barry Barton, we were camped on the other side of that hill. Killed a really old boar. That was 7/8. That was old bear though, very old bear. About 7.5 foot. I think there's some boars in this country that's about as big as they'll get. But a real big one will get 8.5. Rarely, but they can do it. So you get an 8-foot bear in this country, you got a whopper. But rain pretty much looks like we're in the clear there for a while. Just enjoying the breeze because the bugs are no fun. All right, gonna be pooping like a goose either way. What do you think of this bear hunting? Pretty exciting stuff, huh?
It is exciting. It's so exciting I can't. I got nothing.
Glimpse into the life of a caribou when the bugs are bad. You're running around all crazy like. You've been running around in circles. There's that one. Morning, day 2. Got a bear in the bushes over there. Working this way, digging roots. And definitely not a big bear. My guess is it's a sow, pretty blonde. Just trying to size it up. But yeah, not a giant by any means. Haven't got a real good look at it just yet. Yeah, maybe there's a bigger bear in there that it smelled, you know, maybe whether the bear's in there or not, or caught scent of an older bear, but all of a sudden it did a 180.
That's a nice looking bear. Color-wise.
Kind of like a mule deer, they always look bigger going away. Yeah, all the hides are pretty much always nice on these bears.
Well, he wouldn't make a full mulch, he'd make a rug.
He was right over here, and then all of a sudden he just bounced out and heading away. So maybe there's a bigger bear around here. Yeah, now he's running. Huh? Yeah, something boosted him out of there.
Yeah, he is hauling ass now. Go down again.
Because the wind's been in our face the whole time. It was consistently moving downstream, more or less towards us. We had kind of decided we weren't going to go after it. I'd say that's a good sign. Everything in nature happens for a reason. And I'd say it's about a 99.9% chance that bear didn't smell us. Hey, bear hunter. You want to shoot a bear?
What's that?
You want to shoot a bear? Better than the one we saw this morning. About 2 miles. About where you saw that caribou last night. It's coming this way. Wind's kind of switched on us. It's kind of coming this way, so hopefully that stays true. Should be in there.
Big black dot.
Yeah, he's in that brush. They can't see the bottom of him, but
Yeah, I can't see the bottom of him. Definitely darker.
he looks a little long. He looks longer nose to tail than this one this morning.
His ass told me, I think his face told me. Shit, he's only a couple miles.
Yeah. So right now the wind's it's light, but it's kind of just switched all morning. It's been blowing down pretty steady, but now it's kind of coming upstream, which is obviously perfect. The bear's right over there, kind of working this way. I haven't been watching for very long. Our camp's right over here, about a half mile or so, so we'll probably go back by camp. Obviously we can't move camp, so we'll just keep our scent close to camp. There's a little knob right over here. Relocate them, watch them, and go from there. Sound like a plan?
Let's do it.
Was texting my wife. Here's my message. Send. Okay, 11 o'clock. Day 2. Got about I would just guess I'm at about an 8-year-old boar. Not a giant, but mature bear. From what I'm seeing, haven't got a great look to be honest, but what I have seen leads me to believe it's a shooter. So we're making our move. Everything's favorable, but as always in life and hunting, everything's subject to change. And that's even more so in Alaska. Still see him? Yeah, he ain't moving much. All right, well, I'll meet you at the tent. We'll climb up. I'll grab the tarp just in case.
I plan on doing it. This is why I hire you.
Yeah, let's relocate him, watch him, get a gauge of where he's going, what he's doing, kind of watch the wind a little bit. One of the things that I've learned over 23 years of guiding in Alaska is you never want to overcommit and don't get into too big of a hurry. So we've spotted this bear. He's probably 2.5 miles away. And everything seems right just now, but he's down in the flat, where if we jump down into this river valley, we're going to lose sight of him. He's way over there at the base of that mountain. And so what we're doing is we've hiked about, maybe 500 yards closer to him at this point, but our tent is right there. So obviously our tent's going to give off scent. Right now the wind's in our favor. But we're gonna climb down there, go up above that hill by camp, and then relocate them. If I've learned anything, it's that always want to relocate any animal, particularly bears, until you no longer possibly can. You want to try to keep them in sight. You're better off slowing your progress and your stalk, generally speaking. Now we're going to get closer, get the bear relocated, and then we should have a better gauge of the direction that he's traveling. The weather can change, all these things can change. So you just don't want to overcommit too soon. Hopefully I don't drop my camera crossing the creek. And like Steve, my client, said, he's like, I don't know what to do now. He goes, this is why I hire you. It's because I've blown lots of stalks in 23 years. And this is just one of the things that experience has taught me. This is just a no-brainer, is get closer, get elevation, relocate them, and until you have to commit, you know, make sure you've got your best possible chance before you commit to a stalk, particularly with bear hunting, because last thing you want to do is go what I call trash country, and that is walk through the heart of your country and leave scent behind. Because now if we blow this stalk or any stalk, you've scented up your country, and your chances go down drastically of getting another bear. Caribou, stuff like that, probably doesn't matter so much. But bear hunting, scent is everything. So, here we go. So far, so good. Walking right in that clearing. From the ridge above our camp, it took us a while to relocate the bear. And as fate would have it, he crossed the river and started working toward us. Let's walk right where I walk. I think he might be bedding right up there. We closed the gap and worked towards this promontory, and it looked like the perfect setup to get Steve in a prone position, but as it were, the bear was moving a lot faster than we thought, and my best laid plan pretty much went up in smoke. Stand up and shoot him. You're gonna stand up and shoot him. He's right there. 50 yards. Yep, 50 yards. Stand up and shoot him. Right there, right there. Right in the shoulder. Reload, reload, walk up, walk in front, walk out, hit him again. Hit him again. Hit him again. Hit him again. Want my gun? You got one. Hit him again. Wait, wait, wait. Get a good chest shot. Hit him. There, you got him. Whew.
That was close and personal.
Yeah. What was that first shot? About less than 40.
Thank God I could go down to 3.5. Oh, he filled that scope.
Yeah, that is not the time when you want to throw your rifle up and realize, oh, poop, I'm on 12 or 15 power.
It looked like a good one. I We can't judge bears, but
No, that's a mature bear. That's what you're looking for. It happens fast, don't it?
he was out 200 yards. Next thing I know, he's 50.
I don't even think he was 50.
Well, yeah.
Well, and that's the trouble with that. Like I told you, you know, you never want to do an offhand shot, but it's like he starts coming up through this brush, and it's like, you know, we had to. It was time to shoot him.
That was quartering 2, so I hit him in like this.
Yeah, you had a decent angle there. I mean, for 35.
Rather broad, but
Yeah, for 35 yards, it was fine.
Watch for that bullet. Squared him on the second one because he was going away too. Missed him on the third, right over top of him. I'll take that, dude.
They're tough animals. Nice work. Yeah.
Are we going fishing?
Yeah, I think we skin them out and check the gut pile in the morning, and after that, I don't care. Just for, obviously, just wolf, about the only thing we're really going to gain, potentially. But yeah, camp is, well, there you can see our trekking poles on that knob. Camp's right over there. We spotted them about a mile over that way. Yeah.
Well, that one got me round.
Pretty cool thing when it all comes together.
Yeah, I don't know how you replace that.
Yeah. Yeah, there's
that don't happen.
There's so many variables, you know. I mean, I love whitetail hunting as much as the next guy, but when you're ground level on a grizzly bear and you're stalking in and he's coming to you and you're dealing with the terrain and all that other jazz, there's just so many variables. You got to be on point, you know. Yeah, he ain't moved for several minutes. I think we got a bear.
Yesterday I couldn't smell bear hunter. Today I are one.
Yeah. Hell, it might even make you pack that one back.
As soon as I get my hearing back.
Yeah. I got rung a little bit. Not as bad as the sheep, though.
Oh, that one got me good. I don't know if I want to take one out of the chamber yet. I don't think he's getting up and going anyway.
Nope.
I just don't want to see him suffer.
No, he ain't moved for minutes. Well,
he looked big when he was going out. I don't know how big he is, but he looked big going out.
Yeah, he's got more mass than that bear we saw this morning for sure.
Yeah, but the other one would have been easier to get out.
The other one?
Yeah.
No way.
Well,
how do you figure?
Smaller.
Oh, okay, yeah. But this one's closer. Yeah. I would take the bigger bear closer any day.
All right, we'll go with that one. There goes the taxidermy bill again.
Yeah. Yeah, you got.
Keep me away.
You're bleeding money, man.
Yeah. That I've never gotten that rattled in my life. Ooh.
Yeah, so we first spot him right just over in that knob, and he was kind of working this way, and then we lost him in this brush, and then we sat up on this knob, and you know, we were kind of thinking he might follow the river, but I knew, well, he's either going to come out here or follow the river, and we gave him, the longer we sat there and waited, the more I believed he'd probably be coming through here. He got across that river without us seeing him. I mean, this brush can hide a bear. He was about, a third of the way to the left of the river before we spotted him. And it worked out pretty good. Worked out real good. Not so hot for him, but
no.
I think it's a mature bear. Yeah, 8, maybe 10 years old, just be my guess. But it is what it is at this point.
Let's let him go. I was in this catch and release. Do it again. Damn. Oh. I'm gonna relive that over in my head a million times.
I've got it on video, a little bit of brush in the way. I should have lifted my video camera a little higher, but it was pretty cool.
Oh. Yeah, he made me before I shot.
Yeah, oh yeah. Well, he all of a sudden, he just beelined it. I had my pack right up here figuring, you know, it was gonna be 150 yards somewhere in here, and we'd be kneeling. But yeah, when he started coming this way, the last thing I wanted him to do was to get right here. And then we're in kind of no man's land, you know. Then you either got to wait for him to go one way or the other. Obviously probably went charge right up the face of the bluff, but it worked out pretty good.
I think he would have worked this way.
Yep, I think he probably would have.
Got there. I don't know if he caught noise, something, probably noise because we were moving. And he looked right off. Then he backed up. And he looked at me. Dude.
That's when it gets real. That's the good stuff, man.
That's somebody gonna be sleeping. That thing's gonna be attacking me every night. Oh, I hope you got a lot of that on video.
I got it all on video from the time he snuck up behind me. I had the video camera on. You should be able to see him through the brush there.
Did you see the shot?
You should, yeah.
My mother's gonna have a fit. I better not show her that one.
I think I took off running for my rifle after the first shot when I saw him get up and take off and run away. And then as I'm going for my rifle, I heard the whop of the second one. And then after he got up, then I was joining the melee. Or actually, I think, yeah, your third shot flew. Yep, and then I shot.
That's when I was really losing it, when you go over. That was out of shells.
Yeah, well, and you know, and that's what I've learned with bear hunting. It's like there's only so many things you can do. Like in a deal like that, it's like your instincts got to take over. Safety's got to be number one. But it's like, I mean, a deal like that, you got to kind of react, you know, and you just got to let instincts take over, and you can only plan so much.
Why I didn't go for the other clip and just went for singles, I don't know.
Well, there's a lesson probably too, is you should have had one spare round and then your clip in your pocket. You know what I mean? You had other options.
Was there? I had it. I dug right past the clip to grab another single round.
Yeah.
I had a shell in every pocket just in case I had to go roaming.
Well, he was less. See all that brush where it's broken up? That's his signpost. He's been in here marking his territory all along here. You see all this brush torn up?
Oh yeah.
Bitten up.
You know, I saw that all the way out there even. Oh yeah.
So this is his territory. That's why that smaller bear this morning, I'll bet, boogied it out of there.
You could smell him going, wind was going that way.
So he was in,
it was going this way.
He was out of the brush and he was in the open grass there, as I recall. So yeah, he was less than 30 yards away. That's close.
Close and up personal. Okay, how do you top Alaska?
Yeah, good luck.
That's the next one.
Good luck with that.
Oh.
So yeah, under 30 yards, all kinds of fun. Yeah, grizzly bear, under 30 yards. That's exciting stuff.
I gotta say, you earned your keep on that one.
Yeah.
I know I'm probably gonna lose it when I get down there again, but that was a big bear. I don't know how big he was, but 3.5 power. He was big.
We just get done shooting this bear, and always everybody's excited, everybody's jacked up. Safety has to come to mind first thing. You know, animal's dead, boom, safety. Then celebrate, because everybody's emotions are high, and you know, just it's easy. That's when mistakes can happen. I want to go check this out. So yeah, this is his marking post here. Looks like he'd been bedding, rolling, rooting. Probably see his tracks here if we look. But there's some up there, but this is right where he came through. I have to believe that this is him. Moose will thrash some stuff up, but not this low. I mean, this bear is biting around here. This is his territory. Presumably, his or another bear's. Could have obviously been another bear's, but I've seen that a lot, like on Kodiak Island. You get a lone stand of cottonwoods kind of out all by themselves. Come on down, Steve. You know, I guided on Kodiak for a bunch of years in this one camp. It took me several years to really figure it out. But when those bears came through this area, particularly any kind of a mature boar, he'd always hit this stand of cottonwoods. And I'd heard that before, and this area, this spot had different stands of cottonwoods, but there was one in particular that they always hit. And had I known that, the reason why I learned it the hard way, one bear in particular, We were set up not far from those cottonwoods and almost got him, but if I'd have just gone to the cottonwoods, we'd have had him. But just living you learn. Oh, there he is. I didn't mark him real well. Yeah, I don't think he's gonna get up. By the size of his head, I do have to believe it's a boar. Yeah, I can see his sack.
Yep.
Oh yeah, he's got a big old pumpkin on him.
I did land in a puddle. Man, look at the size of that head.
That's a good bear. Yeah. Heck yeah. Boy, he's got a big head.
Holy man, I'll say.
Yeah, I think he's about right where we were figuring. Probably 8-10-year-old bear. I mean, that's what you're looking for. You can't pass that bear up. Yeah, he's over 6 in the pads. He's going to be definitely over 7.
Man, that's huge. That's huge. No, there's the taxidermy bill going nuts. I don't think he's going to make rug. I think he's full mount.
Look at that long hair in the back. Yeah, he's a good bear. Well, I think we're going to have to grunt and groan a little bit, but I think we can get him up on that high stuff between the two of us. You know, 6 inches at a time. Look at those claws. Oh yeah, he has got a big, big head. Yep, primal life bear. Yeah, he's got that sharp ridge on the back, which they say comes at 12, so I don't think he's much over that. Yeah.
I always thought everybody walks up to him and sees the size of the feet, but look at the size of the head.
Yeah, that's a big head. Be interesting to see how wide it is. That's the first thing I noticed when we were, I mean, how far now how far away do you think that bear was? Remember when we spotted him? You're like, that's got to be 2 miles. I'm like, oh yeah, it's all of that. From back there though.
Oh.
We spotted him from back there.
Oh yeah, easy.
I mean, that's over a mile. And now you look at that hill where we first spotted him, that's way over a mile. That's probably 3 miles away. Yeah, that was the first thing I noticed. He's got a long nose and a big head.
My, what big claws you have. My, what big teeth you have. I'm just watching my muzzle.
Yeah, he has got a big, big, long head. Long head.
Don't have to tell me, I saw that firsthand.
At about 28 yards. Oh.
Well, where are we gonna go with him?
I think right up here somewhere. Okay, so it's 12:19. We left the hill, it was 11:01.
You're kidding. And we took our time.
And so it was less than an hour. You know what I mean? We were up on that hill for at least 19 minutes or 18.
He closed an easy mile as we closed a mile on him. My guess. It's hard to judge range out here, but that happened fast.
Yeah, if I'd have told, that's what I was saying, if I'd have told you that bear way over there, if I'd have said, when we left, in an hour we'll have him dead and you'll shoot him at 28 yards.
Yeah. I would have laughed. I would have laughed. No doubt. Yeah, right.
It happens fast.
Actually, I'd probably said, can we just let him get out about 500? I'd like that feeling better.
Alaska has a way of being agonizingly slow and unbelievably abrupt and quick.
Yeah, from 0, well, not that it happened this week, but I've seen it where you guys had 80 degrees weather one day and 0 the next.
Yeah, it's a land of extremes.
Right now, I would like a lot cooler weather before them bugs dealing with that.
I think you better take your hunt as she's unveiling though.
Yeah, I think I had her easy compared to all everybody else I've been watching. So I was
pull it. Go look. I gotta get you pulling up that head before we drag him up here. I'm kind of curious. That thing is enormous.
if I can lift it, to be honest.
And don't kill yourself.
Dude.
Yeah, that's a long, got a long head, yeah. Yeah, big old tall nose, big mature bear, beautiful bear.
When you hit your 50s and you wake up and you decide that you're probably not going to make it another 50 years, and even if you did, the good 50's gone. Chances are you've done most of the things you wanted to do in life. So you got to kind of make your own adventure. I guess there's another flip side of that is a lot of friends and people at that age start not making it to retirement. And I guess you got to live before you, well, you got to do stuff like this before you move on. And I tell you, it's definitely spiritual out here. It's dead quiet. It's gorgeous. It's everything. Your mind goes to zero. You don't even think about work. You might think about loved ones and things you want to do, but it's pretty much, it's dead quiet. I had a pretty good nap going until somebody had to wake me up and tell me to go shoot a bear. If you would have told me I was going to shoot a bear at 28 yards, I would have said, yeah, whatever. No, really, it happened. It was bigger than life, and I don't think I've ever shaken that much in my life and all the crazy stuff I've done. This one topped it. Definitely topped it. To sum this up, I don't know. I guess the saying, YOLO, you only live once. Do it. There's a lot of people, the first question, well, what's that going to cost? What's that going to cost? It's just money. You can't buy this. You gotta live it. It's crazy. I'm not sorry. I'm probably paying for this one for the next couple years, but it's all worth it. I would have never expected this. I just came up here for an adventure. I had no idea I was going to kill a sheep that on the first day and kill what I would say a highly respectable bear. A few days later, I never expected any of this.
Yeah, what's it cost, but what's it worth? And like,
exactly.
I think we were talking about the tent. I don't know if we have it on camera, but like this whole, when you signed on for this whole experience, the life change that you made, what's that worth to you?
Well, it was huge because I was actually headed for depression. This was I talked to Billy about 3 years ago. It was just I was walking by, I thought, wow, that's kind of neat. It was a whitetail sanction or SCI type thing going on in the show. And I was like, well, I always wanted to hunt rams. So I started talking to him. Again, ran into Mike Rhodes, who had that tough hunt of 9 days, 80 miles. Yeah, that one kind of made me a little nervous. That was fighting everything from 80-degree weather to 0 degrees, snow, and bucking it and traveling some hard miles. And I was like, yeah, I don't know if I can handle that. Well, he was sat there with a smile on his face. If I can do it, you can do it, he says. And I came back around after a little later in the show, and Mike had a smile on his face again. And I'm going to give this one to Mike. I says, you're definitely my inspiration on this, to do this, the excitement. And again, he lost like 90 pounds to come on a hunt like this. And I was 310, going through depression. 6 people died in my life that year, 48 to 69. And one in particular, 53, really tripped me to do this. Brad Dreesen, I kind of dedicating the hunts, and I guess he wanted to go fishing, so I guess he made me have this one done sooner.
When I look at it, for someone like you that's, and anybody does a hunt like this once in a lifetime kind of a thing, and now you almost can't help but wonder, what else is possible? What else am I holding myself back from? And I do it in my life.
Oh, I think everybody does. Everybody says, well, I can't afford it, or my wife won't let me, my husband won't let me, kids got to go to college. It all kind of goes. There's no guarantee. There's no guarantee, and you pretty much said that there's no guarantee coming up here, but I'll guarantee you will have an adventure.
Yes.
There was no guarantee of getting a kill on a sheep or a bear, for that matter. I came up with the expectations just to have the adventure.
that was an adventure. I definitely would say it, if you got the inkling to want to do it, you got to do it. You can't hold back, and that's not just for hunting per se, or coming to Alaska. It's anything in life. If you don't challenge yourself, you already failed in life.
You know, one thing that for some reason it's just striking me. The scripture says the second most important commandment behind love God before all things, love your neighbor as yourself. And when we were talking a little bit earlier about when you have a dream, you can pretty well much bank that everybody feels like they can't do it, because guess what? You can't do it by yourself, but there's going to be people along the way that are going to help you do it. For Mike Rhodes, there was Barry Barton inspired him. Mike Rhodes inspired you. Greg was here to help. Matt, Emily, Jake, you know, I mean, all these and countless people in your own life. Your buddy who was pushing you to lose weight and always egging you on, and he said he was pushing you to the point where you would like basically yell back at him. I mean, he knows you and he wanted the best for you, and he said, hey, are you ready? Are you ready? You're not ready. But like you said, right before you left, he said, you're going to get one. And we all have those people in our life, and there's people that are right there to help us. Like you said, when you see people taking the first step, you're all about helping other people, and I think that's just it. You just got to take that first step, and there's always going to be there, as long as you're going to push, there's going to be someone there to help you along the way. If I've learned anything through life, that's it. And I mean, and I'm still struggling with the same things everybody else is. It's like, can I do that? Can I do that? No, you can't. But if you just keep charging forward, somebody's going to, you know, be there to pick you up when you need help. And congrats, my hat's off to you. You know, you just let Alaska happen and savor the adventure, and we got pretty darn lucky on this go around, man.
I'll say. I just want to add something about this. You know, you almost got to believe in a higher power. Not almost, you have to believe in a higher power. Things that happen in life happen for a reason. You are not in control of what happens to you. You are only in control of how you react to it. Therefore, always know you're never alone in life, and you'll definitely make it. You'll make your dreams come true.
Several months after our hunt together, I got a call from a guy, and he identified himself as a friend of Steve's, and he told me that Steve had passed away unexpectedly in his home. 500 yards. It's almost too easy. I'm being too good to you, Steve.
If you let him go instead of making me shoot him, he would have been right here.
I guess there's never a good time for that. Nobody's ever ready for news like that, but I remember hanging up the phone and just feeling numb. And I recalled many of the conversations that I shared with Steve. And the fragility of life was something that always seemed to come up during our hunt together. Well, you made their day. He was so appreciative for every part of the experience and every person who was involved. And he kept talking about all the other hunts he wanted to experience and the places he wanted to go, things he wanted to do. And I remember before he left, he said, yeah, I can't wait to get back home. There's a couple of young guys that I want to show my pictures to and tell them about this trip, because I see them making the same mistakes that I did when I was their age. I'm going to tell them that this is possible, that anything is possible. And don't wait 50 years to do the things you want to do like I did. If there's something you want to do, go after it. You only live once. When my daughters were little, I honestly enjoyed changing their diapers. I remember their smiles as they'd look into my eyes and try to speak. Stacia and I were their entire world. Those simple, intimate moments made me recognize my life now carried a duty, a purpose beyond myself, and even beyond my children. As Charlie grew older, one day she couldn't resist the stepladder. She glared back and forth from me to that 3-rung stairway to adventure with wide, devious eyes and a nervous smile. I said nothing, but just watched as she came alive with each step. As she stood so tall and filled with pride, I told her, "One of these days, you're gonna fall off that ladder." And sure enough, she did. But weeks later, she climbed right back on it again. That was one of the proudest, most profound moments in my life.
Okay, can I go now? What are the pronouns for chocolate?
Him, her, they, them.
We cannot put that on.
Oh yeah, you can. That's the beauty when you make your own production, you can put whatever you want in there.
Can I put it? Hershey.
Hershey, yeah,
Hershey.
that's a good one. As parents, sometimes we need to hold the ladder for our children, and others stand back and let them figure it out on their own. Pain is certainly a respected teacher. It hurts to leave my family for months at a time each year, but I believe words of encouragement only go so far. If I expect them to do difficult things and seek their path in life, I feel I have to lead by example. Heavenly Father, we thank you for this evening, Lord. We thank you for everyone. The book of Ecclesiastes tells us, all go to one place. All are from the dust, and to the dust all return. From dust to dust, every one of us is afforded an indefinite length of time to grow into something. Will we consume this life for ourselves and return to the earth inert? Or will we seek and strive toward the light? Will we sow seeds, cultivate those around us, and produce fruit that will last for generations? Will we give and receive protection and guidance when needed? And when God calls us to, will we be bold enough to strike out and break new ground in search of virgin soil? Just as every organism in nature gives life to another, giving to others is our responsibility on this earth.
Pretty big fish.
What we are called to give and for whom is different for each of us. Jesus called it carrying our cross, and that we are to do it daily. Steve wanted to share his message, his story, with those young men back in Wisconsin. I'm honored to share it with my own family and others around the world.
See you, Mama.
You only live once.
For information on other DVDs, books, and modern-day Mountain Man apparel, log on to BillyMollsAdventures.com. Here you'll also find information on Alaskan hunting opportunities with Billy for Dall sheep, caribou, moose, brown bear, grizzly bear, as well as white-tailed deer hunting in Wisconsin. When he's not guiding, Billy travels across the country as a public speaker. His experience, knowledge, and passion for nature, along with his unmatched ability to relate his wilderness adventures to any audience, are the cornerstones of his dynamic, one-of-a-kind presentations. A master storyteller, Billy presents at corporate events, schools, universities, conservation organizations, wild game dinners, Christian outreaches, and much more. Just like the Alaskan wilderness, no one leaves a Billy Moles presentation the same person as they enter it. Log on or call for more information.
Am I supposed to start now? Take one, take two?
So the whole week you've been telling me, I really don't want to shoot a caribou, but if we see a really big one.
I know, but I'm going through withdrawals. It's been like 36 hours. I'm starting to develop a twitch.
Give the guy one cup of coffee. Look out. Well, it's like anything. They always look bigger when they're going away.
Okay, let's leave it at that. Give it an hour, he'll be back. I'll have to make another decision yet today.
So do your finance tally thing.
You want the actual dollar amounts? You got your tag, $650, I believe. That I already have.
For the caribou.
For the caribou. The $2,500 for the trophy fee. $1,000 to get them home between head, meat, and whatnot. But then when it comes down to it, I don't think I can afford the hush money for shooting the caribou right out of that tent.
Probably can't. But best to just let them live. I'd go easy on you for a nice easy pack though.
Yeah, you're right. You should be paying me.
Yeah. That's not how it works. You're clearly a chichaco, which means amateur at all things Alaskan wilderness. Chichaco. That's what I'm just going to call every hunter, just to demean them, you know, just so they feel really small and insignificant. And
it's kind of like calling a roofer a shingalad. Chichaco.
Should keep that one in there.
That's racist.
Okay, we'll pull the joke part out, but we'll maybe keep the laugh. Yeah, but that's funny. Did you take out the back straps?
I forgot to.
Oh, that's why your knee hurts. Yeah, you will make a good guide then, Greg. Total disregard for your body. That's like the #1 requisite of becoming a hunting guide. That we're taking with us. That's the good stuff.
Oh, what's over that hill?
I don't know. I know. Why don't you climb out and find out? Well, we got to hear some client stories. Steve, what do you think they're saying about you back there?
I don't know. I hope all kinds of good things.
Well, you give them your sheep meat, it'll all be good.
Yeah.
Or the bad ones will be watered down anyways.
I got beer out of the deal.
Yeah. We must be pretty popular. Like my old boss, Dennis Harms, always said, you can always tell how heavy a guide's pack is by how fast he goes. The heavier the pack, the faster they go. Well, they've got longevity, you got to give them that. Established in Milwaukee, 1844.
PBR is usually not my
1844 Milwaukee?
last choice.
Yeah.
Wasn't Wisconsin 1848?
Well, but I suppose that
It was a territory.
it was a village or whatever and became Milwaukee.
There you go.
From what I know of Milwaukee, I'm not at all impressed about it. Other than beer, I don't know if there's anything good in Milwaukee.
No.
Last time I was in Milwaukee, some hoodlums smashed my car door open and pilfered through it.
Oh yeah.
Well, he
guy-
probably just had a relationship with that school and said,
Yeah,
"Hey, do
threw
you
it
have
in
some
there, hey,
guides?
send
And
us some guys.
give me some dumb young kid that'll work for cheap, and I can work his nuts off, and
Yeah.
he'll think he's somebody."
Won't argue with the way I think.
Look at that, he's packing beer.
I
He's
don't know.
slinging bloody quarters, taking pictures. He's a photographer.
He's my Yeah, now you're talking. Oh yeah, boy, that wing looks huge. That's right.
From pilot talk, I bet you that's all you guys were talking about the whole way here. Matt, what's how about your carb heat there? You all right?
He got blood on his fucking neck. He's in the beard. We all freaking wagered who'd get the first sheep. We always do. And I'll be honest, it's nothing personal. It just
I never get one the first day.
more location than anything. But I have my money on Mikey.
Yeah.
Because, you know, whatever. I thought Mikey would. He had the young kid run like crazy, whatever. And Tessa was betting on you.
Well, I think she was betting on Steve.
No.
That's who she was really betting on.
Big talk about it.
God, we haven't even started drinking yet.
Maybe you see me on that stuff.
What the hell? We got a bag to run into that.
Yeah, come to find out, old Steve's been off the booze. He lost 60 pounds, all for this hunt. And then the night before he hops on his plane, what does he do? He goes and gets passed out drunk, almost misses his flight to Alaska.
Holy shit, almost missed a flight to Alaska.
Get pull a picture out.
That's a hardcore Wisconsin cheesehead booze hound.
I'm quitting drinking till now. Hey, and so, I hear a rumor about this meat, this and that. Are you wanting to give this away? You wanting to donate it? I'll f***ing take it. I know that much. I'm throwing that out.
I don't know how to get it home.
Perfect. I don't either.
That's me getting on.
Oh, nice. Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Looks like a fire engine.
Yeah, the old liver ain't even caught up yet.
I'm not at a hangover stage yet.
So, that's full body cape. Alrighty.
I don't know. I guess it costs too much to get it home anyhow.
No, man, it's totally your call. I'm just ribbing you.
You know dang good and well you're going to get underwear in the mail. I don't know if they'll be men's or women's, but...
People like to give you a lot of advice. I guess the saying that Billy said is free advice is what you actually pay for it. So take that into account. At one point in time, guy at camp kind of threw me a bag and said, always be prepared. So, you know, wasn't really sure what he meant by that when he threw this at me, but something about, you know, always be safe, never be unprepared out here in the wilderness. That one was for you, Billy, or Matt. Hey, jump out of the plane. I can get back to you. You took off too fast. This fell out of your pocket.
Oh, bullshit. Yeah. Right.
He doesn't use those anymore. They keep slipping off.
That was 7th grade.
It has a hole in it.
See, I like clients that bring the burger bullets. It means I get to kill the bear.
You will see about that. You will see. That would really suck if you're right.
I hope you do prove me wrong too. Doesn't happen often, but I'd like to see it.
Is that a line from the wife?
No, my wife wouldn't put it so politely. Big Steve's tip of the week.
Biggest thing you need, biggest tip I can give you is you need a level to reach out and touch them. You know, that helps you. At this range, it probably don't matter. You can probably turn the gun upside down. But what you do want is a fast throw on a zoom.
Yes.
For any circumstance with a sheep, had to keep coming down to find them, went back up, sat on them, lost them again. I came back down on it, 5 power, back up to max power for, you know, what, 3 times I think.
Yeah.
Just trying to get set on them. So always go back to the lowest setting you can.
Yes.
I
Said the second tip of the week is bring a change of underwear.
That's a good call. I remember I went through an entire moose season with one pair of underwear, 25 days.
I filled mine.
So we're basically up here wolf hunting. Maybe caribou if we see a giant. But I was thinking, I probably should have brought my rifle to back you up with those aftermarket bullets on the wolf. Think those things can kill a wolf?
Pretty sure they can kill a wolf. I'd be more concerned about the shooter. Shoot a sheep at 500 yards. Right through the heart. Got shoot a bear at 28 steps.
I was telling Steve that tips are really just hush money that clients give to the guide to keep what happens in the field in the field.
Tip 2. Never pay your guide in full until you're home safe.
Yeah, it's leverage. It's all about leverage. Tip 3, guide, never give client any photos until after you receive the tip. My wife and I were texting back and forth about stuff. We haven't really caught up for several days. And then I spotted the bear. And then here's my wife's reply. It said, spotted bear, gotta go to work. Oh sure, act like what you do is work. And then she laughs. And then later in the day I put got the bear. Oh good, I was worried. And then I put yeah right. And there's a laughy face.
So
that's the way you're a typical hunter, Steve.
I say typical.
Yeah. Well, we had this bull is like literally 80 yards from the tent this morning for like he's within 2 yards or 200 yards of the tent all morning, and then he gets out. Oh man, that's a big one. I was like, well, yeah. he's nice.
Better shooting further away than close.
Yeah, he's out there about 700 yards. You got a chance of killing him now, Steve. we didn't want you. I didn't dare let you try at 60. Blow it.
In fact, they just walked and there he goes.
Strutted right out of my dreams. He was created by God for outdoor magazines. So last night we were making up a song, call it the 60-inch ram. He was 2.5 curls, weighed 1,000 pounds. With every step there was a shaking on the ground. Did you see the 60-incher? What else? We came up with some other good ones.
Right out of my dreams.
Oh, Betty Lou, she was the one. An Uzi radar laser double scoped heat-seeking shotgun. The 30-point buck. If you've never listened to that, look it up on YouTube and listen to that song. Hilarious. Who sings that song? Is it Bananas at Large or is it the Youpers? I think the Youpers play second week of deer camp.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
I think it's Bananas at Large that sing the 30-point buck.
There you go.
Did you see the 60-incher? Hey, I'm a sheep hunter, how do you do? I got the sheep hunting wrapping tail for you. The bugs were so bad, bite me indeed. We got a good, waiting on airplanes to pick us up today, got a good hard frost last night. Old Baldy here, he was struggling, he was tucked down deep in his sleeping bag. I was going to suggest you put a hat on, but he was getting kind of lippy last night, so I just let him learn the hard way. Yeah, what a great story that would have been. Oh man, I went to Alaska and I had this epic adventure. We climbed up over this high saddle in pursuit of these 3 big rams, and we caught one, and just before he was in this bowl which had waterfalls at the bottom, and I made the greatest shot of my life at 500 yards. Took us a day and a half to pack him out, and then we moved camp and we get on this huge grizzly bear and we sneak through the brush, and there he is, 28 28 yards, we lock eyes. It's either me or him, and I shoot him. And then a couple of days later, there's a caribou right by the tent, so I shot it. Kind of a letdown. Come on. You can't be doing that.
That'd be a bit far home.
By the way, 28 yards don't sound as good as 28 steps.
Copy that, Wild Bill. Getting coffee. How do I run this thing? Plan to be there around 10.
B-double-D-double-R-U-N, run!